Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. At this time, please silence all cell phones, locate your seats, and remain standing. We ask that you wear a face covering throughout the ceremony.
We, the staff and students of Class 22 Alpha Alpha, welcome you to the Ellington Airman Leadership School graduation ceremony. I'm Technical Sergeant Carmen Turcios Munoz, instructor for Jolly Green Flight.
And I am Staff Sergeant Mel Ranger, instructor for Viper Flight, and we will be your Master of Ceremonies for this evening.
Additionally, we would like to introduce Master Sergeant Chad Hardesty, Commandant Ellington Airman Leadership School.
As well as Pegasus Flight Instructor, Technical Sergeant Ashley Noland, and Hercules Flight Instructor, Staff Sergeant Anna Rose Schoonmaker, Ellington Airman Leadership School.
Please stand for the singing of the National Anthem by Senior Airman Samantha Guerrero.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Senior Airman Guerrero. Please take your seats. Please remain seated as Class 22 Alpha Alpha recites the Airman's Creed.
I am an American airman.
I am a warrior. I have answered my nation's call. I am an American airman. My mission is to fly, fight, and win. I am faithful to a proud heritage, a tradition of honor, and a legacy of valor. I am an American airman, guardian of freedom and justice, my nation's sword and shield, its century and avenger. I defend my country with my life. I am an American airman, wingman, leader, warrior. I will never leave an airman behind. I will never falter, and I will not fail.
Thank you, Class 22 Alpha Alpha. Please allow us to take a moment and introduce tonight's special guests. Our host for this evening, Colonel Randall Gordon, Vice Commander, 412 Test Wing, and his wife, Mrs. Tiffany Gordon.
Chief Master Sergeant Babatunji Akande, Acting Command Chief, 412 Test Wing.
Master Sergeant Javier Perez, First Sergeant, 412th Medical Group.
And Class 22 Alpha Alpha's class mentor, Chief Master Sergeant Brian Rochello, Senior Enlisted Leader, 412th Maintenance Group.
While our in-person attendance tonight has been limited, we would be remiss if we did not extend our gratitude and appreciation to all the commanders, directors, chiefs, first sergeants, supervisors, and friends of Team Edwards whose support is essential to the success of the Ellington Airman Leadership School program. Their support was absolutely critical for the graduate success over the past 6 weeks.
Although tonight we focus on our graduates, let's not forget about our fellow brothers and sisters at arms, fighting for and defending freedom around the world. They are airmen, guardians, soldiers, sailors, Marines, and Coast Guardsmen, and they are all heroes.
Those who have served and those who currently serving in our nation's uniformed services are ever mindful that the sweetness of enduring peace has always been tainted by the bitterness of personal sacrifice. We ask that you charge a glass of water.
Let us now stand and raise our glasses in toast to honor America's POWs and MIAs. To America's honored and beloved POWs and MIAs, and to the success of our efforts to account for them, may God protect you, and may we never forget your sacrifices.
Thank you. Please take your seats. When tonight's students walked through the doors of the Ellington Airman Leadership School 6 weeks ago, they were informed that the goal was for each of them to gain insight and knowledge in 4 academic areas: leadership, mission, Air Force culture, and problem solving.
Class 22 Alpha Alpha has spent over 192 challenging hours learning the necessary skills vital to their success as effective Air Force leaders. They graduate this evening prepared for the challenges ahead of them. Tonight, we celebrate them. Will the graduates of Class 22 Alpha Alpha please stand to be recognized?
Now we would like to ask Senior Airman Jones to please come forward and deliver the invocation.
Don't make me nervous. Would everyone please bow their heads and stand? Lord, I just want to thank you for waking us up this morning. I want to thank you for the mentors and friendships that you have helped us form on this journey. I pray that you guide us on this new path and provide us with the tools and people that we need to excel. I pray that you help us to lead in a way that makes a great impact in the lives of the people around us. Help us to learn to not only be great leaders, but great followers as well. We ask that you consecrate the food that we are about to intake and let it be used as nourishment for our bodies. In God's great name we pray, amen.
Thank you, Senior Airman Jones.
Beginning with the tables in order from my right to my left, please follow the head table. No pressure. To the buffet line and help yourselves to this evening's meal provided by Club Muroc staff. If you ordered a vegetarian meal, please gather the attention of a club staff member.
Let's eat.
When the night has come and the land is dark and the moon is the only light we'll see. No, I won't be afraid. Oh, I won't be afraid. Just as long as you stand by me. So darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Stand by me. If the sky that we look upon should tumble and fall, or the mountain should crumble to the sea, I won't cry, I won't cry, no, I won't shed a tear, just as long as you stand by me. And darling, darling, stand by me, oh, stand by me, oh, stand now, stand by me, stand by me. Darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Stand by me. Whenever you're in trouble, won't you stand by me? Oh, stand.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will now continue tonight's ceremonies.
Now, the moment you've all been waiting for. The next portion of the ceremony gives you the opportunity to show your enthusiasm and support, as it is now time to recognize Class 22 Alpha Alpha's top performers.
But first, let me introduce Class 22 Alpha Alpha's class mentor and this evening's guest speaker, Chief Master Sergeant Brian Rochello.
Huge day. Is everybody excited? Ready to go back to work Monday? Colonel Gordon, Mrs. Gordon, thank you. Chief Okande stepping up big tonight for the command chief. Awesome. To all the other chiefs, first sergeants, commanders out there watching, I appreciate it. This has been a very humbling experience for me. You're about to step into big shoes, right? And you couldn't do it without the cadre. And so I would like to give thanks to the cadre. Honestly, watching you in action, man, I wish I stepped out of my career field for about a second and got to do what you do every day. It's very humbling. You guys are professional, and I love what you do, and I appreciate it, right, as a chief here. Sergeant Hardesty, you threw me off about 2 months ago. So I get an email asking if I could be the class mentor. And for a second, I sat back and was like, and I looked, it was to me, and I was kind of taken off, right? And so I've been a chief almost 3 years now, and I've never changed since I was an airman. I've always dug deep, build scar tissue, but to be a mentor for ALS and don't, it's going to sound bad, but I think it's the most important PME we have as an enlisted crew. You're fresh into the stripe. You're getting ready to lead airmen for the first time. Impressionable, young, vibrant, thirsty. It's a big deal. And to be up here, I don't know where the last 20 years went. Because I was in your shoes. Actually, it was 18 years ago. I looked it up. I still have the pamphlet. In March of 2003, I went through ALS. And it's very humbling, and I'm happy to be here. So I don't have a glamorous speech like hiking and tackling bears, but I do want to take a moment to share with you on how important this moment is for you. Because at 19 years old, it was the people that are in your seats right now that saved my career. I was 19 years old. I thought I had life figured out. I was going to go to University of Massachusetts to be an environmental scientist, join a fraternity, and party my life away. Life didn't slow down for a procrastinator, right? So I applied too late, got in some trouble, and the first thing I thought to do was join the military. Had no mechanical ability, but the recruiter told me I was going to be an awesome mechanic. Sure. The first 6 weeks of my career, I really regretted on what I got myself into. I didn't talk to anybody. I just signed up and disappeared, right? It was when I got to tech school is when I met a Tech Sergeant Tracy Buse and a Tech Sergeant TJ Marshall that taught us 12 knuckleheads everything we needed to do to keep the aircrew safe. They taught us and instilled in us the importance of our job, and that, remember, every time you work on an airplane, it's as if your family was flying in it. And so what they taught me then carried me to Pope. Unfortunately, 2 weeks at Pope, we were in Right Start. Right Start was about a month long. And you go, it's like you're newcomers, but it was a month. And 2 weeks into it, my roommate and I got tasked to go on a deployment. And they couldn't tell us where or how long. I was 19, my roommate was 27. And so we had a week to pack our bags and get ready to deploy for the first time. Now, all I knew was I was not a 5 level. I had no idea where I was going. I was missing my family. And learned very quickly the night before the deployment, you don't party at 19 years old and oversleep for the deployment line. You just don't. And then when you do get woken up by a senior airman, Emily Knoyer, and she drives you to the terminal, you should probably not be in Birkenstocks, khaki shorts, polo shirt, earring, goatee, ready to rock and roll when everybody else was in DCUs. And so those few weeks I sweated when I was deployed. I had no credibility on base. All I know is I screwed up big time. And when I landed back on a C-130 back at Pope, there was a huge crowd waiting for me. And I thought it was to celebrate. No, they were looking for Airman, one striper, Roach, to take back into the commander's office. And I had not met my first supervisors yet. And it was Staff Sergeant Mike Weedman, and Staff Sergeant Mike Schaefer that stood up for this airman. They put their name, their credibility on me, someone they didn't even know. And so Senior Master Sergeant Vinahar, now retired chief, took those two staff sergeants' words that they were going to groom me, mentor me, turn me to the airman that they know I could be, and they didn't even know me. Lieutenant Martinez has since gotten out, but that snippet in my life was life-changing, right? A lot of 8+4s. We didn't call them 12-hour shifts back then. We didn't call it weekend duties. It was 8+4s, 7 days a week. And I did that for years. And what I didn't know, my supervisor at the time was making me a better mechanic than my peers. Because as long as Airman Roach was at work working, I wasn't getting myself in trouble. Time went on. I had a Tech Sergeant Tommy Rogier that empowered me to do jobs that were staff sergeant type jobs, special cert rosters. He allowed me, whether it's moral or ethical, to tow airplanes. Do you know what you're doing, Roach? Absolutely. I just don't have the stripe. Get in the tow vehicle, drive, I got you covered. As a senior airman, he empowered me to do staff sergeant type duties, tech sergeant type duties. He put his name on the line because finally, after 3 years, I built credibility. Brad Tatro, Tech Sergeant Brad Tatro, taught me the importance of attention to detail. What I didn't know is when I got to work on Air Force One for 7.5 years, what he taught me carried me on to working with President Bush and President Obama. It was my first line supervisors. Some of them, it was their first time supervising, and they took care of me. And so from the time 1999 when I got in trouble, I've tried my darndest to pay it forward. And so these are big shoes you're about to fill, and I'm excited for you. Because the last few weeks, I've watched you all grow. You had 1,000 questions my first day there, right? What do you want to learn? What do you want to take out of this next few weeks? I want to be a better leader. I want to be a better supervisor. I want to communicate better. And every time I went in throughout the weeks, you've grown. You had better questions. You were working as a team. And I appreciate that because I tell you right now, everybody in this room has way more potential than I did in your stripes, right? I was just a crazy crew chief trying to learn my job. And I can tell you care. And so I appreciate that, and I say thank you. I can't leave here without giving you some tips, and it's stuff that the cadre can't give you. It's not textbook material. It's 23 years that I've learned the hard way on how to be successful, right? Do your job. Be the best SME you can and the best supervisor you can. Forget about what everybody else is doing, right, or not doing, and do your job. Learn as much as you can, as fast as you can. Be that go-to person. Be the one that everybody can rely on. It will make your life easier, I promise. Be bold, courageous. And Colonel Clements and I talk about it all the time. And we're not talking charge the front line. Stand up for what's right. Push against the grain, right? Supervisors, you have a lot that you can control underneath you. Work with your peers. We talk about accelerate change. We're talking about, yes, technology, but we're also talking about how can we make our environment safer, more effective, and more efficient. There's very few things we have, and time is one of them. We don't have a whole lot of it. So how can we find efficiencies, right? But not take away the qualities of the stuff we're doing. It has to be a quality product, but how can we save time? And I promise you, it's a lot easier said than done. Doing the right thing is emotionally, physically, and mentally draining. But I was taught a long time ago, it's what makes you sleep good at night. Think about retiring with your morals and ethics intact. And some of these fights you're going to lose, and it's okay. But it's about sleeping good at night. Never get too comfortable. Just as soon as you figure out every name with face, you figure out the phone numbers, you figured out who you're working with, and you're doing such a great job, your chief, your senior, your master is going to move you. The Air Force is going to PCS you, and you're going to be in an uncomfortable state again. I promise you it's going to be okay. As a chief, I've learned you go into an organization really quick, and you start asking questions. Ask 1,000 questions. And for me, it's a lot different than you, right? Because as soon as I ask a question, people are is he judging me? Is he questioning my integrity? So I have to start right away and say, I'm not questioning your integrity. I'm not judging you, but you're running a 6-minute mile right now, and I'm running at like an 18-minute mile. So I'm going to ask you 1,000 questions. You're going to figure out really quick who your credible people are. Use them to train you, get you spun up. I've had an awesome opportunity to work commercial derivative aircraft, C-130s, prototypes, fighters, and it's not because I had all that talent. I used the people around me. I used them to get smarter, right? And then they used my stripes to get what they needed, right? We provided for ourselves. Lead up, down, and laterally. So right now you're going to start leading down, right? Taking care of your airmen. Start leading up. The people at this head table are relying on you to give us truth facts, truth data. That's the only way we can make a rational decision, a justified decision. We need all the facts. It's okay if it's ugly, right? If it smells bad, it looks bad, we need to know that so we can make a good decision. We do not need yes men, yes ma'ams. Give us the truth, the hard truth. It's okay. I promise you, at my level, I can't look up too much more. So I look at the people in this room to keep me motivated to go another year. You guys are the ones and girls that motivate me to look my wife and my 3 daughters in the eyes. Can we do another year? Can we do another year? You know, and I thank my family because 18 years, they've had it just as hard as I have, right? So thank you. To go along with my supervisors, commanders. Feedback. Give honest feedback to your people. Start young. There is nothing worse than a lieutenant colonel crying because it was the first time he or she got feedback from their commander. Unacceptable. 16 years in, and now you're going to get hard truth, right? Start young. Groom your lieutenants, your CGOs. Groom your airmen. Be professional. Treat people with dignity and respect, but give them feedback. That's the only way we're going to grow. I challenge you not just to get feedback from your supervision, your immediate rater, because we all know not everybody's on the same shift with your rater. Talk to people that you work with on a daily basis. How am I doing today? What can I work on? That's how you grow. You know, I say it all the time. Check your ego at the door. Be humble. Ask questions. It's okay to find the dirty truth about yourself. But if you're like me, if you don't hear anything bad, you just assume you're doing good. Take care of your airmen. Be those supervisors that I had. And I'm not saying pat them on the back all the time, but hold them accountable. Good and bad. 90% of the problems are going to come from 10% of your people. And unfortunately, as supervisors, we're so concentrated on the people that are taking our time away, we're not taking care of the people that are those superstars. So hold the good ones accountable too. Recognize them. Sometimes maintenance, security forces, a thank you goes a long way. I appreciate you being here. When we came in, it became a career, it became a livelihood. Take it for that. I promise you, 23 years have gone this fast for me. It's amazing, but I don't know where the time went. So don't take life for granted. Put in 100% every day, because sooner or later, today I went to a gentleman, Mr. Wamsley, 48 years in civil service, 20 years active duty, 28 years. And he spent 2.5 hours saying thank you. Because not just did he retire one time, it was his second and last time. And I think after 70-something years, he's realized this is it. This is my last goodbye. So appreciate what you have right now, live in the moment, and have fun. Find your person. I promise you, you need someone to talk to. Find someone you can decompress with. All those people that are still alive that I said in the very beginning of the speech, I call all the time. They're all retired staffs, techs, and masters. That's who I get my advice from. There's a few colonels out there, Lieutenant Colonel Ryan Sanford, Colonel Select, I call every week to shake his brain. Use those people to give you sanity checks. It's important. When you start stressing out at work as leaders, your people are going to see it. Find a way to decompress. Whether it's read a book before go to work, work out before you go to work, find a way to come in with a clear mind, ready to rock and roll. Do you think I'm excited all the time? Absolutely not. Do you think I was nervous coming up here on stage? Absolutely, because I didn't eat tonight. It's okay, right? Please continue to pay it forward. Pay it forward to the people. Take care of the people around you. And you will make mistakes. You'll make plenty of mistakes. I've made plenty in my lifetime. Learn from them. Right? Colin Powell, there are no secrets to success. It is the result of your preparation, hard work, and learning from failure. Preparation, hard work, learning from failure. It's better when you learn from someone else's mistakes, but you're going to make mistakes as long as they're not egregious. Recover from them, bury them deep, and try not to do them again. Being a supervisor is not easy. The human element, when you have emotions and feelings, it's hard, right? It's different when you're sitting at a computer and the computer doesn't talk back to you. It's different when you're loading weapons and the weapons don't talk back to you, or turning wrenches. It's awesome. Learn as much as you can. Get to know your people. What motivates them, what inspires them, and you will be a successful supervisor. I got one more quote, because being a test, it seems like every colonel has a quote or multiple. A true leader has the confidence to stand alone, the courage to make tough decisions, and the compassion to listen to the needs of others. He or she, I changed the words a little bit, he or she does not set out to be a leader, but becomes one by the equality of his or her actions and the integrity of his or her intent. General MacArthur. I'm humbled to be up here. I had a blast the last few weeks. Please call me at any time. I will retire eventually. It is okay. I will pick up my phone. Right? Have fun. This is going to be an awesome experience, and I promise you your career is going to go fast. So thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you to the cadre and Sergeant Hardesty. It's been a blast. Thank you, and enjoy the night.
Sergeant Ranger, can you believe we got to follow that?
I don't know what to do here, sir. I might just... You want to come back up? You can take the rest.
Master Sergeant Hardesty will now present Chief Master Sergeant Rochello with a small token of appreciation for his influential participation throughout Class 22 Alpha Alpha.
Now we get to my favorite part. So, most of you are aware that during Class 22 Alpha Alpha, the students challenged the first sergeants and chiefs to a traditional volleyball game. At this time, we would like to invite Senior Airman Pope and Master Sergeant Perez to the podiums to tell us what happened there.
Woo!
Hey everyone, how's it going? You want to go first, sir?
No,
I
after you.
I kind of want to gauge the level we're going to be at.
Okay. Okay. So it's always an honor to go out there, right? And the whole goal is to bring you guys all together. Security forces, right?
Cool.
How many other security forces are out here? Not
That's
many?
fine.
Yeah.
That's fine.
No, that's fine. That's good, right? Because that's the whole goal, to bring you together with your brothers and sisters in arms, right? And collectively lose to the shirts and the Chiefs.
Oh, that's hilarious. That's hilarious, actually. So, who was it that changed it to volleyball? Because we had been told that entire day. Rochelle, no, please, no. We're all rooting for you. And your knee blew out. Tragic. But I mean, we were all looking forward to that all day. I think I'm gonna get a collective head nod from all my class. So, we learned that in this class, like, the Air Force is always changing. It's always evolving. But there are some things that stay constant. And one of the things we learned with that volleyball game was that the senior enlisted can somehow find a way to let the airmen down.
Yep. That hurt.
Thank you.
That hurt a lot.
I don't know if that
So-
was a little low. Sorry.
Yeah, the biggest thing, right? The biggest thing is, at least for me as a shirt and Chiefs, and hopefully you guys, right? You guys are gonna take the lead and be the supervisor you needed, right? So that's what we gotta do, right? We gotta stomp you guys and give you something to aspire to.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay. I've got a list of them, but I'm trying to think which one. You got another one you want to throw out?
All right, so let him have it.
Go ahead.
No, I'm not gonna do it. That's cheating. I'm gonna have some integrity. What was the score?
Who cares?
Yeah.
That's what the
In all
score was
fairness-
officially.
Hey, in all fairness, our last game was kickball, right?
Yeah.
And you may have heard we got destroyed. It was bad, really bad. I thought volleyball would be safer. Was it safer, Chief?
No.
We were falling like flies.
Bodies need to stretch.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So
That's fair. I mean, we were really into it the first game.
yeah.
I'm sure if you remember, I was the one yelling, "Let's go!" every time. I don't know if you remember. My class knows that's me. That's who I am. So that first game, we did try. I'd say we really tried. But then about halfway through the second game, we kind of knew it was off. And we could hear, we actually were getting phone calls from the senior home down the road saying, we need them back by 4.
They lost.
Finish this game now. I didn't want to share that one, but sorry.
Yeah, I don't remember much about the score. I think I had like 7 points that game, right? Myself single-handedly.
Cool. Good for you.
All right. And thank you guys. Thank you guys for having me up here. Thank you for inviting us. Next game, please motivate your fellow senior airmen, right? Because we're going to bring it. Right, Chief?
I do want to say before we end, I want to say thank you to the Shirts and the Chiefs that have interacted with us throughout the 6 weeks. We know you do a lot that we won't ever see, but it doesn't go unappreciated, and I hope you know that. So thank you for everything.
Well, you know what I've learned? Kickball doesn't work, volleyball doesn't work. How about a friendly game of squash, sir? Is that feasible? Croquet? No? Well, I'm certain that we'll figure out a game eventually.
Thank you, Senior Airman Pope and Master Sergeant Perez. Now it's that time. Sergeant Ranger, go ahead.
Teamwork is vital in the military. From the moment we enter basic training, the late Medal of Honor recipient, Airman First Class William Pitzenbarger.
Pitts gave his last full measure in Vietnam to ensure his fellow wingmen had the greatest chance of survival. He lived for his duties, not for the glory. Pitts wasn't a man who died the right way. This was a man who lived the right way, by living the core values. The Commandant's Award is sponsored by the Air Force Sergeants Association, Chapter 1328. Master Sergeant Hardesty will present this award.
And our Commandant's Award recipient for Class 22 Alpha Alpha is, from the 412th Operation Medical Readiness Squadron Staff Sergeant Christian Houston. You look ecstatic, ma'am.
Thank you, Master Sergeant Hardesty.
The next award, the Academic Achievement Award, denotes scholastic excellence. This award is given to the student who has achieved the overall highest percentage in all academic areas. The academic award is sponsored by the Top 3 Council. Chief Master Sergeant Riccello, please come forward to present this award. Hot diggity.
All right. Our academic achiever for Class 22 Alpha Alpha is, from the 461st Aircraft Maintenance Unit, Senior Airman Derek Parker. Woo woo. Way to go.
The final 2 awards are presented to the students who finished in the top 10% of their class. With a class size of 17, that comes down to 2 students, 1 distinguished graduate and 1 John L. Levitot Award winner. The student earning the Distinguished Graduate Award applied 100% effort in all areas of the school curriculum, exhibiting nothing less than true team-building skills, exemplary performance, and superior leadership and followership traits, both inside and outside of the classroom.
The Distinguished Graduate Award is sponsored by the Edwards First Sergeants Council. Master Sergeant Perez will present the Distinguished Graduate Award. That's my old shirt. Our distinguished graduate is, from the 412th Operations Group, Staff Sergeant Veronica Smith.
High five.
Hey, she being safe. She being safe, okay? It is flu season.
It is indeed. The highest award presented in all levels of enlisted professional military education is in honor of the late enlisted Medal of Honor recipient, Sergeant John L. Levitot. The student who receives this award is the top graduate of the class. The John L. Levitot Award is sponsored by the Edwards Chiefs Group. Colonel Gordon and Chief Akande will present this award.
The John L. Levitot recipient is, from the 412th Force Support Squadron, Miss Keisha Newman.
Yes, ma'am, we're talking to you.
Come on up, Miss Newman. And she looks so fancy.
She really does.
That rope looks good too.
Shiny. That's my class leader, huh?
everyone knows I hate speeches, but I'm going to say 24/7 for this gentleman right here. Good job. And it's all you guys who made it possible, so thank you so much. Thank you to my team over here. Thank you to my team here, and thank you to everyone again. Thank you.
Congratulations to all of our award winners, and thank you to Colonel Gordon, Chief Akande, and all our sponsors.
Now it's time for the diploma presentations. We at Ellington Airman Leadership School feel that the diploma is the ultimate recognition that can be given to any student. Their diploma represents the many hours spent in and out of the classroom, studying, researching, writing, and speaking. We, the staff, and our students will agree, it is indeed well-deserved. Along with their diploma, the students will receive a graduation coin. Miss Newman, please stand and give the class your last command.
Colonel Gordon and Chief Akande, please do us the honor of presenting the diplomas to the students. Excellent drum roll, sir. I dare say it's the best one I've heard all night.
You think they're ready?
I don't know. I hope so. We're going to find out, because first up is Jolly Green Flight, instructed by Technical Sergeant Carmen Tercios Munoz.
Woo woo! All right. Class 22 Alpha Alpha, Jolly Green Flight. I hope that you have learned a little bit about yourselves, because I have definitely learned from each and every single one of you. I'm incredibly grateful and honored to be able to call you graduates, and want to thank you for sharing this experience with me. Remember to aim high, and that you are all airmen 24/7. From the 411th Aircraft Maintenance Unit, Senior Airman Bruce Brock. Woo! Senior Airman Brock is an F-22 dedicated crew chief from Fayetteville, North Carolina. From the 412th Operational Medical Group Readiness Squadron, Senior Airman Justin De Los Santos. Senior Airman De Los Santos is a mental health technician from Oakley, California. From the 411th Aircraft Maintenance Unit, Senior Airman Victor Lett III. Senior Airman Lett is an F-22 dedicated crew chief from Mobile, Alabama. From the 129th Maintenance Group, California Air National Guard, Senior Airman Francisco Mejia. Senior Airman Mejia is command support staff from Merced, California. 22 Alpha Alpha class leader, Miss Keisha Newman. Miss Newman is an education and training analyst from Shreveport, Louisiana. From the 412th Operations Group, Staff Sergeant Veronica Smith. Sergeant Smith is a command support staff from Detroit, Michigan. Alrighty, next is Viper Flight, instructed by Staff Sergeant Mel Ranger. Woo!
Got to wind up for that, sir. 22 Alpha Alpha, Viper Flight. I can honestly say that you were one of my most engaged and active flights. Not only with the large amount of roasts in the classroom, but with your assignments, your camaraderie, and most importantly, the understanding and care that you showed to each individual. I'm extremely proud to call you my flight, and I cannot wait to see what changes you bring to the world around you. And without further ado, from the 412th Force Support Squadron, Staff Sergeant Brianna Barker. Sergeant Barker is a Senior Emergency Actions Controller from Riverside, California.
Woo!
From the 412th Force Support Squadron, Mrs. Katie Beltran. Mrs. Beltran is the club manager at Club Muroc from Oceanside, New York. From the 411th Aircraft Maintenance Squadron, Senior Airman Riley Hensley. Senior Airman Hensley is an F-22 dedicated crew chief from McDonough, Georgia. From the 412th Operational Medical Readiness Squadron and the Viper Flight Leader, Staff Sergeant Christian Houston. Sergeant Houston is a public health technician from Cleveland, Ohio.
Medic in the house.
From the 412th Force Support Squadron, Senior Airman Melanie Jones. Senior Airman Jones is a customer support technician from Wilson, North Carolina. From the 412th Communications Squadron, Senior Airman Jeremy Linder. Senior Airman Linder is Cyber Transport Systems Technician from Orange, California. From the 136th Maintenance Squadron, Texas Air National Guard, Senior Airman Adrian Ansures. Senior Airman Ansures is a C-130J crew chief from El Paso, Texas. From the 412th Security Forces Squadron, Senior Airman Robert Pope. Senior Airman Pope is a patrolman from Fort Smith, Arkansas.
Let's go, Pope!
From the 412th Aircraft Maintenance Squadron, Senior Airman Jordan Zarek. Senior Airman Zarek is an F-22 weapons load crew member from Salt Lake City, Utah.
Once again, congratulations, Class 22 Alpha Alpha.
Please take your seats. At this time, we would like to invite Colonel Gordon and Chief Akande to the podium for closing comments.
Class 22 Alpha Alpha, congratulations. I am so sorry that this is the first time I'm really getting the chance to spend any time with you. But General Higer, he came back from his session with you guys, and he was all smiles and beaming because he couldn't believe just how engaged you were with him. So thanks for that. Always take the opportunity to poll senior leaders for kind of their thoughts and their impressions. So I'm really glad you didn't waste that opportunity. Also, I want to thank Roach. That was spectacular. I hope you were listening because I was. There are an amazing amount of really good lessons that he was kind of putting out to you there. So I really want to thank you for being very open and honest and direct. One of the big lessons, I think, just kind of watching him talk, is that you have a chief master sergeant, right? And not just a chief in maintenance, right? You become a chief in maintenance, you are grizzled. You've seen some things. And he's being very open and honest and direct with you about things that happened in his life and the things that he learned about that. Take that for what that's worth. That leadership, vulnerability, and that honesty, that's the thing that will draw people to you, right? Because everyone always looks and sees someone senior in rank, thinks they're always perfect, and it's not true. And when you see the opportunity to share a bit of your vulnerability with folks, spectacular, right? Do that. So again, thanks for that. For the folks that are joining us online, again, for the families that are joining us from around the country, here's what I would have to say to you on this. Your son, your daughter, your friend, your brother, your sister, all the members that are here with us, they have gone through a leadership program that anywhere else in the world you would pay a lot of money to be a part of. So the staff here at the Ellington Airman Leadership School, exceptionally professional, the best I've ever seen, and I always enjoy coming out and just getting a chance to spend some time with them, because I always walk away refreshed. When you hand over your loved one to the Air Force, you always wonder what's going to happen, and it's always a very terrifying experience. But know that the people here are stronger and better and are learning the craft of leadership. The staff here hears me say this all the time, but I really believe it. It's not the Airman Management School, it's the Airman Leadership School. There's a very, very big difference. And so, again, congratulations to all of you all for trying to learn this, because it's something you will continuously hone as you go through. I don't want to hold you for too long tonight. I just wanted to tell you how proud we all are of you, and to enjoy the evening. You have earned it. And to wish you well. And just like what Chief has said, my number and my email is available anywhere along the way. There have been a couple of previous ALS alumni that have taken advantage of that, and that's always open to you guys if you wanted to chat a little bit more. Chief?
Again, it's a privilege being here. I'm filling in for Command Chief. She would have loved to be here, but I'm sure she will say sentiment for me saying congratulations again. You all are now going to be staff sergeants, the lowest ranking supervisors in the United States military. Just like Chief Roach said, remember, it takes a village to raise a child. What that means is remember the people that got you here, your peers, your supervisors, your cadre. Pay it forward. Pay it forward. Make sure you take care of yourself, take care of your airmen, and take care of the mission. Again, congrats, and wish you the best of luck being a supervisor. Thank you.
Thank you, Colonel Gordon and Chief Akunde. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand as the students lead us in the singing of the Air Force song. We welcome all in attendance to join in as well.
Ladies and gentlemen, we proudly present to you the graduates of Ellington Airman Leadership School, Class 22 Alpha Alpha.
This concludes this evening's ceremony. We invite all of you to congratulate the students on their accomplishments. Please follow tonight's hosts in receiving line. On behalf of the Ellington Airman Leadership School staff, we would like to wish you all a safe and pleasant evening. Thank you.